Mic check, 1, 2, 21. Hey guys, Jackson here. This is my radio episode 21. And coincidentally, it is my 21-year-old birthday. So today's episode, I will talk about something casual, try to restate my mission, my my goals in my following 5 years or a decade. Two things. First thing is about English. Um, the major task would be doing a podcast, doing my radio show. There are few goals related or few expected learning outcomes related to the major task. So the first one would be learn to or acquiring an American accent. The second one would be more general, and that is to improve my speaking. And the last one would be like a goal, which is to scale my podcast because I can't stay into this level where I'm talking about 8 to 10 minutes every single day without a specific topic. Because if you are listening to other podcasts, you will notice that they have their own theme, own signature. For example, Tim Ferriss, he he does his podcast to interview different world class performers and try to share the tactics, their things, their approach to success. For example, Jocko Willink, he focuses on leadership, war tactics, and another example would be Matt D'Avella. He focuses on productivity, um, minimalism. So these guys have their own theme, own topic. But right now, I haven't decided my character yet because I have just started doing the My Radio show. So I'm now learning, exploring new stuff, and try to find my own unique path. So finding a character, and another idea would be try to give a specific topic of each episode. So to do that, I may need to start doing research or doing reading articles, books, or something like that. Try to give a more background, more stuff to you guys, and so which is a way to scale my podcast. But to do that, I believe that I would not make the podcast. I may not able to launch a podcast every single day because if I do that, uh, it will become a long form podcast instead of what I'm doing now, which is a short talk. So that would be my future stuff or my ideas. So apart from that, apart from having a specific topic, I may start inviting guests, which is doing an interview. So that would be a long-term goals because right now I'm still not ready to do it. And finally would be the gear, the equipment, which should not be the first, or which should not be the most important thing to me, because gear without a awesome content, even though you have a top-notch audio gear, uh, it won't help you to stand out. It won't help you to improve your podcast quality. So that's it for the Maya Radio, or that's it for the English part. The second part would be training. Not train people, but training myself. Because I realized that when I train people, I found that my knowledge is still limited. So I may put in more hours, more effort in training myself, educating myself. So the first one will be improving my mobility. For the past, I overlooked the importance of having a good level of mobility, because some of my training goals, which is to perform a certain movement, including handstands, pistol squats, that requires a good level of mobility. And for me, who haven't been stretching since since many years ago, so my mobility is very limited. So it is time to improve that. It it may take lots of time because for over the past I haven't stretched my muscles. And so the second thing would be, so mobility is my first priority, or as important as regular strength practice, strength training. The second thing would be kind of like a reminder to myself, which is to prevent injuries. Of course, things would happen, unfortunately, but if I can control it, if there's something I can control, I will try to do my best to avoid injuries, because I've injured a few times before. So one was my shoulder injury when I was doing handstand. The second one was back injury when I was doing sports climbing. So try to not to push all the way to failure, or if there's something uncertain, I don't feel safe, I may just back off, because if you get injured, you can train, and it takes time to recover, and during that period would be you know kind of So to put it simply, you can't train during the period, or you can't train if you get injured. So simple as that. The final goal of the training is to improve my strength, so which is I'm doing regularly to work out, and usually I would do full body workout, so the program, the structure hasn't been changed for the past 4 or 5 weeks. So I've just started this. I've just created a kind of a program or systematic approach for me to progress my training. So I've just done that recently. So consistency for me is still important, because if I don't stick to my program I prescribe to myself, it will be useful. Oh, not useful, useless. Useless. So those are my. Okay, have you ever I don't know if you guys can notice that, I can also notice myself, is that I always use the word so as a filler. I don't know, maybe I'm still uncomfortable of in speaking English, because I always notice that this problem is that I always add the filler so this one, so that one. I try to avoid it consciously in order to improve, or try to um, try to improve that. Okay, I was planning to say the word so, and and try to stop myself to speak it. And the last thing will be about scheduling my work to prevent overload. I've mentioned it in the previous episode, and I come up with some guiding questions, or guided questions for me to help my scheduling. The first one would be prioritization. Have I prioritized my work? Which one would be the most important? The second thing would be asking myself, have I tried to batch the task together in order to maximize my productivity? And the last one would be asking myself, have I made use of every single second? So those questions would help me to do my schedule, or to remind myself, if you fulfill this, if you follow this guide, you can sort of prevent yourself from being overloaded, being overwhelmed. So this the coming Chinese New Year, I would focus on scheduling and training and doing my radio show. Today's episode is quite long, so right now it is about nearly 50 minutes, and hope you guys enjoy it. 21 years old and finally try to give some motivation to you guys. Yes, sir. 21 years old, trying to face the fear. It's all about finding happiness. It's all about work. It's all about motivations. It's all about doing what you love to do. Don't hesitate. Take action and work hard. So finally, stay healthy, stay clean, stay vigilant. Hope you guys enjoy the show, and I will see you soon. Peace.